players will be hungry to get themselves back amongst the silverware this season. And this simply the first step. A nice mix of established names and a few young players as well. The youngsters to keep your eyes. Leon Goretzka, not a part of the Germany squad for Euro 2024. But again, one of those players that this season will have a real point to prove in those wonderful new kits that Bayern brought out at the end of last season. Admittedly, a commentator's nightmare when it comes to figuring out whose number is on the back of whose shirt. His last appearance for Bayern in a competitive fixture, Vidovic, was back in August of 2022. It was a 7-0 win. But a big emphasis ranks recently, making their impact on the modern success of this Bayern side. Early delivery in from Matisse Tell to attack, and mercy will not be shown as Mezraoui, lovely pass, another chance for Vidovic, another save for who's going to be in for a busy evening. And so it is proof under Vincent Kompany after a tough first half a season. Nicino, who only made his debut for the Bayern reserves team. Bamberg. It's one of the numbers in the middle now for Mezraoui to aim for. Fernandez, weaving first corner of the game to Bayern. Rottach-Egern can sense it as well. Licina trying to make something happen. Ball has sprung loose. Back out to Mezraoui. Clipped in, back post. Matisse Tell is off the bar. Well, that time, the Rottach goal, but over in the end. Well, Bayern ever so close to the opening goal. Matisse Tell, the man who scored 5 times in the 27-0 win for Bayern against Rottach-Egern last season. Agonizing. What less can you expect, really, from a 9th-tier side? Most of this game is about damage limitation, about not being overawed by the situation. And here they are on the move again. Mezraoui taking on his man, driving well towards goal, and again it was Matisse Tell with the opportunity. Seemed to be caught between two minds. Does he go with his head or nil win? Mezraoui, once again, able to sweep towards the penalty area. Weiss with 2 hands on the ball, and end of last season had people wondering whether he might even be called into Gareth Southgate's Euro 2024. And Vidovic, the 2 young midfielders combining. Vidovic, neat little turn. It's going to come back to him now, and the efforts. New head coach Vincent Kompany to answer when it comes to his potential starting lineup. As Matisse Tell strikes, Weiss spills, but efforts. They're coming from a variety of different positions, from a variety of different in-game scenarios. They are knocking on the door. But right now, Mark on the right wing. And that was something that Vincent Kompany said in his pre-match press conference back on Monday. When asked about a potential system for Bayern, he said, really, football now, potentially suggesting there might be a little bit more freedom in Bayern's shape under the Belgian. Prevent Rottach-Egern getting a look in on goal there. Difficult for top-tier backlines to deal with in terms of his agility, speed, trickery, and here he goes again. Final touch. Or looks to make things happen. But there were chances in the second half of last season. Mezraoui on the overlap. Looks to get cute with it, and another, as Tell looks like he's been caught in the mix that produced its fair share of silverware. A couple of league titles in Belgium with Anderlecht, titles with Manchester City, 4 League Cups and 2 FA Cups as well. Described him as Pep's extended arm on the pitch at Manchester City, and as a result he may only have 4 years of coaching. Stanisic out to Mezraoui, into feet for Tell, but so little room to work with for the Frenchman. Mezraoui then shapes the shot nicely. Defender and midfielder. One of those players that would have been here for Bayern. They want that first goal. They keep coming ever so close. That clinical touch right now. Fernandez, Litzina, lovely turn, lovely take, lovely goal. Finish it was, he might get another here. Oh, talk about a quick fire double. A match just like the first. And this is where Bayern might start him in Bayern circles. Some magnificent touches, lovely composure. To Goretzka's through, Goretzka tees up Tell. It's 3-0 Bayern. Space out wide on the left. Dear me. So after a quick fire double from onslaught, Mathys Tell has been credited with the second goal, but now the chance for Rottach-Egern, who have a goal back, to be a schlichtly consolation effort for the home side. We knew there were going to be goals in this game, there was no doubt about that. And this is where it's so difficult for a 9th tier team like Rottach-Egern. Given so much for the opening, his fellow Spaniard, Javier Fernandez, or Javi, as he likes to be known. Stanisic to Goretzka. No long shots needed. Lichina, Mezraoui on the turn. A lovely effort that just tucks it into the bottom corner. Away from the reach of Mario Weiss and Nusser season. Once again, back amongst them here today. He gets Bayern's 5th. On another evening where we are asking the question of how many and score. He's only ever scored once in competitive action in his Bayern career, Nusser Mezraoui, the Moroccan international, 3-time Eredivisie champion with Ajax. Should be in action with France against the United States later this evening, as Mezraoui with a free header that he can't guide on target. So if you want to get a close look at one of Bayern's summer signings, then tune in with him. 16 goals in 90 appearances for Crystal Palace in the young Frenchman. João Paulinho and Hiroki Ito are the other 2 major signings made by Bayern so far this summer. The other today, Mathys Tell is one of them, battling away here. Mezraoui blocked by Weiss. Goretzka on foot, which they are. Vincent Kompany. Mezraoui. A lovely passing here from Bayern. They've bundled their way through in the end, and it will be tapped home in the end by Mathys Tell. Now, Rottach-Egern will certainly be able to look back on this first half and say, well, we made an improvement to this. Tell on the turn into the box. Another tap in. This course, Jamal Musiala, who also scored 5 last season in the 27-0 win, is ripping Rottach-Egern apart. Predecessors said it was important to bring a bit of new energy into the club as well. And as mentioned, 3-0 tells me we'll see the Japanese centre-back in action in the second half. João Paulinho, of course, has not returned yet from Euros duty himself. And Olise, as I mentioned, the man's ones somewhere. Rottach-Egern with the goal scoring as low as possible. They want to keep it below 20 this year, having on the ball, combining with his new Japanese centre-back partner, Hiroki Ito, signed from Stuttgart in the summer. Stuttgart, who were so impressive last season and at the Allianz Arena in Munich. So a chance, like in 2012, to compete in a Champions League final on home soil at the Allianz Arena. A pocket of space. Bayern's substitutes at half-time, all 11 of them getting Hiroki Ito. Out to Aznu. Aznu, who featured in the matchday squad for Bayern 6 times last season, but was an unused. Ibrahimovic with the high press, backed up by Adam Aznu, the 18-year-old Moroccan youth international, though has represented Spain. Scoreline, but it is a moment to tell the grandkids about. There's no doubt about that. Especially if you keep the scoreline respectable. And enough about it with the challenge on Ibrahimovic there. He's another back from a loan spell, Arihon Ibrahimovic. Here is Iran Kunda, turning on the afterburners. Lovely ball, lovely finish. And the first look at just what a Swiss Army knife. An apologetic hand there, raised towards the first round of the DFB Pokal, a competition they'd love to get their hands back on this season. Here's Aznu, back to Ibrahimovic, the goal scorer in the second half. Clips one in, header saved, and then a bit of a mix-up. This, his debut season by becoming a professional footballer. Oh, there he gets his second. But a reminder, their aim is to keep this tally below 20 against Bayern today. Ibrahimovic sold short there. Aznu, though, does well. Now here is Aznu, a couple of tricks in his locker as well. Looking to get past his marker. Looking for the 1-2. Neatly worked. Madassa picking up the piece. Bayern forced to settle for the corner. Just about made the most of, albeit with the use of his arm. Bernie, the mascot, Frenchman, who did say he was dreaming of maybe representing France at the Euros, but ultimately hopes to feature more regularly for the national team in the future. Does feel that. Here is Boe, cutting inside on his weaker foot. Spilled by Weiss and spilled in the end on the account of Sacha Boe. Almost recreating that special effort from training when the woodwork is rattled by Bayern. Not for the first time this evening either. Wants his hat-trick though. Ibrahimovic denied, and now a tap-in for Sadat of Vincent Kompany. Joined Bayern in 2021 from Leverkusen's youth academy. 17 years old. And at half-time, a 12-1 scoreline is quite respectable, actually. It might get worse. There's Aznu. Went for power over placement there. End of last season, signed a contract extension, his first professional one until 2027, making the trip to South Korea. Bayern weren't on the losing side. They're certainly not going to be on the losing side here this evening. The amount of goals conceded, were it not for Mario, is on in his place. He'll have to be sharp and on his toes, because here comes the first chance. Perhaps one for the future. course, all of these Bayern youngsters would love to be ones for the future. The connection between the academy and their senior squad, and now Noel Eseko with a wonderful... Ibrahimovic. Again, full of trickery and technical ability after a heavy foot-to-foot clash with one of the Rottach. Makes his first save since coming off the bench. Iran Kunda picking up the pieces. He finds Adam Aznu. Aznu looking to just feed. Still has time to get that hat-trick, Iran Kunda. As Scott with another delivery. Aznu was there, and it's near miss of the evening, as now Michael Scott fancies his chances. Only to see the effort blocked. Aznu first to the loose ball, back to Scott. Asbjørnsen wants burst of pace, does well. Crosses over the head of everyone in the Rottach-Egern box, though. Them in the goal. Never an easy situation, no matter how good you are. Oh, Aznu, well, that's a clear penalty. It'll be waved away by the referee, and I think if this hadn't been a pre-season friendly, that might have been given. Right now. Missed a large chunk of last season due to a knee injury. An outlet pass that did not go according to plan for the banks of the Tegernsee. Matisse Tell, the top goal scorer, with 3 to his name. But Bayern, this was a convincing and comfortable victory. There could have been more goals. Vincent Kompany will find the positives, but I have no doubt he will be talking about a lot of room for improvement. We are hoping to hear from him after the game, so stay tuned for in the second. I like the look of Noel Eseko in midfield. Right now he's spending a lot of time with Adam Aznu. Another player that impressed in the second half on the left wing. But Kompany clearly saw something that he wanted to share. And this is